I'm not gonna hold y'all. I watched that Dateline interview with Keith Morrison, right? And I just wanted to know, because I didn't watch the trials. I didn't watch anything that was pertaining to her. Once they found those kids in Daybell's yard, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. Every other person that is not on her side, even her oldest son, her only surviving child, doesn't believe anything she says. I have so much sympathy for Keith Morrison. That man is a revered journalist. I've watched him on the TV for many of years, and it just seemed as though he has so much grace and patience, because he was getting so much. He had 90 minutes. I promise you, we did not see anything other than a regurgitation of the 6th time or 7th time that they have talked about Lori Vallow, Daybell, and Chad Daybell, the murderers of Taylor, JJ, Tammy, and Charles. What does a cutting room floor look like? What nonsense did she spew? This whole hour and 20-minute Dateline that I have watched, it gave nothing but a spotlight back on her, and that is exactly what she wanted. She danced around every single question. That is a sad question that you ask. No, and then at the end of everything, her son has a podcast. She called into her son's podcast, told her son that his sister killed JJ, his adopted brother, and then killed herself. There's something mentally wrong with her. And I've said this enough, that religion has always been the base of insanity. Not the belief of whatever it is that you believe in and the extremes that you go to prove that point is crazy. It's insanity. I was so disgusted the last 10 minutes of this Dateline, because she was not even in it. She was not even in it. I want to say, promise you, 30 minutes. Max 30 minutes with all the snippets in between of the investigators, the detectives, the lawyers, like her son. She was in this whole thing for about 30 minutes. I don't want to say it was a waste of time. I think the attempt was nice of NBC Dateline, but it was a waste of time for us, because, like, what was the point? And she's her own lawyer, because she is going to be on trial for the murder of her husband, Charles Vallow. I just don't even know what to say. It's just, if you want to watch it. If you never ever heard of Lori Vallow Daybell, watch it. Like, oh, what did this lady do? She's a convicted murderer. And the fact that she wasn't sentenced to death, I don't know if that was a woman's privilege, a white woman's privilege, or her lawyers were like, she was too manipulated with Chad and all of the things that he'd said to her, and, you know, everybody's possessed with demons, much like Ruby Frankie. I don't know about this Mormon religion, but it seems, and it's not, and I'm not, because there's probably the best Mormons out there. What I'm saying is that the root of the insanity is the attempts to prove whatever point there is within that in the name of said religion. God bless that son of hers. God bless him. I hope that he lives a better life. You can never get over something like this. It's been 5-6 years that this has happened. And for him, I'm sure it feels like yesterday. To me, it felt like this happened 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Because like when it comes up, it was like, oh yeah, that happened. To him, he has to live that every day. My mother was convicted of killing my stepdad and my siblings. He has to live with that. And then she's lying to his face. And then when Keith asked her, were you there? It seems as though you have an answer and you just want me to confirm your answer. I'm paraphrasing. And you just is going to take a longer time for me to, and he's like, basically he was like, I don't got all day. And you are not answering any questions. Keith wasted 90 minutes of his life. And I'm sure after the first 30 minutes, he knew it wasn't going to go nowhere. And he was like, I'm already committed. So this is what we're going to have to do. Like, kudos to the editors. And I don't know, man. It's sad state of affairs. And at the end of this, she's like, I'm going to go on Dance with the Stars, me and Chad. And that was a response to her when Keith told her, you're dancing around every question that I have and you're not answering it. And she's like, well, once I'm exonerated, I love to dance. Let's do a little jig. Maybe I'll go with Dancing with the Stars. She thinks she's a star and her children are dead. It's gross and disgusting. And I hope no other network gives her the time of day. Not one more. Please and thank you. Okay, guys, love you back.